On this episode of Open by Accident, the guys head to the mall for QuadCon, a comic, toy, and retro gaming show. Let's get right into it. All right, so Nick and I headed to the mall and we went to QuadCon. This is a retro gaming show, comic books, pop culture, toys, magazines, posters, you name it. Anything really in pop culture is here to see. This is mainly a vendor show, so you'll be able to buy some wares and see some things you don't normally see out in the wild. It's a really neat show, and it travels around the upper Midwest. You'll see it in states such as Missouri, Illinois, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota. It like I said, upper Midwest. It travels around mostly to malls. The nice thing is when it's held in a mall, it is free admission, and it operates during normal business hours of the mall. Typically, it is a 2-day show, like a Saturday, Sunday, in our local mall, and it varies based upon the location and timing of when the show is held as to how many shows they are. Sometimes there can be admission depending on the location. But usually it's only like $5 to $10 to get in. I've never paid admission to get into the show in the few times that I've visited, and I've had a pretty good time each time. And I found some stuff that I normally wouldn't pick up just because it's there in front of me. The show is typically got a mix of vendors, a lot of repeat vendors that kind of travel with the show, as well as you're going to have your local vendors mixed in, which might just be an individual selling his collection or just a local vendor that you might normally deal with. So the show's definitely worth checking out if it's in your area. You can visit quadcitycon.com to find out dates and information about the show and where it will be next. So definitely check that out. And then if you're interested in vendoring, you can send them an email at vintagetorque@gmail.com. So there's also sometimes video game tournaments. There's cosplay. So it's definitely a neat little show, something you can kind of check out in a couple of hours or an afternoon and have a good time. All right, this show had a little bit to offer everybody. You know, they had collectible card game stuff like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering. They had packs, they had sealed stuff, they had graded cards, they had individual cards to build your collection. A lot to see. You know, there was a lot of video games, which is what Nick and I were there to see. There was a lot of imports, just bins upon bins of loose import cartridges from Japan, as well as one vendor in particular had a lot of really cool complete in box Super Famicom games like The Mother and the Dragon Quests, as well as Live Alive. Really neat stuff to see in person. Another thing to see at the show is just the plethora of comic books, everything from vintage to modern, stuff that's affordable, as well as those high dollar key issues like the first issue of the X-Men or the first issue of Wolverine. Just a ton of vintage Batman comic books, which were really neat to see in person. Anything on your radar?
Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Got my eyes peeled.
The toy selection at this show was absolutely amazing. They had G.I. Joe, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you name it, it was at this show. One of the vendors in particular, he was just had wrestling action figures, and most of them were all autographed. When we first got to the show, there was tons of pop figures as well as some really neat figures that were all autographed by the actors that portrayed them, or the wrestlers themselves, or somebody involved with the creation of these amazing characters. There were also a lot of vendors there that had custom artwork, which was awesome to see as well. See, the nice thing about buying like the import version is like here's a prime example, Mega Man 7. He wants $25. That's probably a $100 plus game on the North American version.
Right.
I mean, I don't know the exact value. I'm just kind of ballparking it. But games are much cheaper when you get into like the import versions. And then you got like a lot of weird games that we never got, like all the Dragon Ball Z games and here's another Dragon Quest game. Super Bomberman 2 for $20. I mean, that's an expensive game in North America. And you know that, there's Mario Party 2, $20.
It's crazy.
I might pick up a few today. Just some more looking around. Like I said, I like to, especially the N64, because I already have a few. Get a complete copy, or at least a box copy. It'd take a real special game to buy loose, like that Kunio-kun baseball game just to check out.
You never know.
Yeah. I wonder what that is. Horses? Oh, I don't know. It's only $4. Horse training, maybe?
A TNA promo book that we took all the pages out of after it got autographed.
Okay.
party.
All out of the same magazine.
All out of the same book.
That's nice.
And then we got some unsigned figures here.
So this isn't signed by Goldberg.
No,
This one here.
Just Bret Hart.
But I wonder if Goldberg would even sign it.
I think he would.
Oh, that's cool. Samoa Joe and AJ. Wow.
So Samoa Joe signed it, and he put this greater than arrow on it because he says, "I'm greater than AJ Styles."
Heck yeah.
Do you like TNA stuff? Yeah.
Kinda. I don't watch current stuff. I mean,
I am again, but I've got a limited edition AJ Styles autograph figure that's underneath here.
Oh, okay.
It's like $300.
Wow. No, we're just coming out, checking out the show, and didn't expect to see you hanging out here.
This stuff, my wife asked me when she thought I was going to retire all this stuff. I said, well, I got to sell it somehow.
Yep. I've been kind of slowly downsizing my video game collection, but then again, it seems like every time I sell something, I buy something.
Jim.
If you were after wrestling memorabilia, this was your guy. He had tons of signed AEW action figures, as well as a lot of frameable items.
Get a free fridge action figure.
Yep. That was always kind of fun, that you could send off for stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I have a Sky Striker, but I don't have it in the box.
Correct.
I don't have the Zanzibar, but I love Dreadnoks. So, kind of cool to see some of the old G.I. Joe line. I mean, you can even see the Target price tag, $279 for the figure. So World's Scariest Police Chases, this is a game I've been looking for. I used to own it as a teenager. It's actually a lot of fun. Jane, I don't know what you did to your game, That's not going to play. What kind of ring is that? I thought only the Xbox 360s put rings on their games like that.
That's wild.
Not coasters. You know, having the Polymega
Yeah, I think so.
now kind of lets me go crazy on the imports scene because it plays all Japanese games. Kind of getting to that point where I don't know if I want to buy loose cartridges though. You know, I'm getting to that point in life when I like to appreciate the artwork.
I get that.
$100 game just laying there, huh? So, like, the nice thing with Polymega is I could buy, like, Dragon Quest V, which didn't come out stateside, put on an English patch on one of the SD cards, and I'm ready to go.
That's crazy.
Yep. But like I said, I kind of would rather spend a little bit extra money
to get the box.
Get a box. But we were looking at the Dragon Quest games. I mean, just look how much more they stand out as the box copy. So we got the Star Wars Masters. This is a fighting game, Star Wars themed.
Similar like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like a 3D fighting game. I've heard it's just kind of mediocre at best. Never played it myself.
Sorry, Kobe.
The Resurrection and the Last Sanctuary. Never even really heard of these games.
I'd try them. I found there's a lot of survival horrors on the PlayStation. I was looking at the list of them last night. A lot of them I've never even heard of. A lot of them go for a lot of money.
There's a lot of stuff in here I'm kind of interested in, but a lot of stuff doesn't have price tags. So I'll have to inquire on what he's asking. I wonder if that's like some hard to find variant.
Maybe.
I didn't think Tekken 3 went for 50, but maybe because it's a green label.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's a thing. He is the perfect weapon. It doesn't really look like it.
Nah, I don't think so.
At that point, I got an Origins, but it's no booklet.
No booklet.
I wouldn't mind having all the Final Fantasies to go through and try them out on the original PlayStation. Like I said, we'll see what this price point is on stuff. That is.
Nope.
I did have one pickup from the mall show. I got Dracula the Resurrection and Dracula Last Sanctuary. Ended up getting a bundle deal for 40 for the pair. So that's about what they booked for. So about a break-even deal, but being able to add 2 complete games to collections, pretty nice. Ended up passing on the 2 Final Fantasy greatest hits that I wanted to get. A little high on the price, but Draculas were kind of spot on. So I think these would be fun playthroughs done by the Adventure Company. They're like puzzle, probably mystery horror games. So, not games you see every day.
Looks fun to me.
It's just so cool because of the artwork. But totally useless for somebody like me who can't read Japanese. So we don't see every day. EX2 Plus. What was going on with that artwork? Going to the show was a great experience. Nick and I don't get to hang out near as much as we used to, so being able to reconnect at the show was pretty awesome. The show was a lot of fun. There was a lot of cool things to see, as well as, I was able to pick up a couple of games for myself. I would highly recommend checking out QuadCon. It is definitely worth the effort if it's in your area. Thanks guys so much for checking out the channel, and make sure you stick around for more content to come. So this one kind of caught my eye. I don't know if this is part of that same collection of Jane, but this is Mom's copy of Evil Dead Hail to the King for the original PlayStation. Might have to inquire on the price on this. This might be fun.